Hello, my name is Sisi Petkova and I work in the Info Service Center of the International Office. Today, together with AV, Ausländerinnenvertretung in German, which is representation of foreign students, we prepared this video for you on one very important topic, scam. Scams happen quite often and can come in many different ways or forms. They can also affect people in many different ways. Sadly, Aachen is not an exception from this phenomenon, and in this video we will show you the scams that affect many international students the most and teach you how to identify them. The most common scams are housing scams, job scams, or also people knocking on your door pretending to offer services. Housing scams happen when a fraudster offers a fake flat listing. This means that these flats don't exist or are listed under a fake address. They often contain unrealistic photos, for example, of two different kitchens or of really expensive furniture. Usually the landlord is not in Germany and says that he will send you the key as soon as the money is received. There are different types of job scams you could encounter. One of them is money laundering, where the victim is supposed to open a bank account to which money is transferred. Afterwards, the money is to be transferred to another account. This is considered money laundering and it's punishable by law. Another job scam is the so-called financial agent. People are employed to receive and forward parcels to another place, mostly outside of Germany or outside the country. And this way the victim acts as a middleman who helps and encourages the fraud. So, how can you avoid getting scammed? Here are 5 tips to recognize and avoid housing and job scams. Number 1. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. If it's too good, you should become skeptical. Pay attention to further details and ask questions to make sure it is not a scam. Also, if they reach you without you having contacted them before, this could be an indication of a scam. Here is a real example of a housing scam. An email was sent to the victim. In the email, it was mentioned that the rent is 310 euro, including all the utilities, with a security deposit of 580 euro. The person also promises a separate bathroom to the student. The pictures show a really modern, beautiful, big house, supposedly in a quiet and safe neighborhood, completely furnished. Unfortunately, this promising apartment was too good to be true. When the student asked for a viewing of the apartment, online or in person, it was denied with the excuse of a bad past experience with a viewing. The scammer also allegedly worked as a flight attendant, meaning that they wouldn't be able to show the apartment. The landlord refusing to do a viewing is a big red flag. Be aware that the price doesn't really align with what you're being offered. And as I said, if it seems too good to be true, then it probably is. Don't sign a contract if you're not sure if it is a real company or a person. Scam companies won't typically be based in Aachen or even in Germany. On the other hand, housing scammers won't invite you to visit the apartment or house, nor would they schedule a personal meeting on the excuse that they are currently not in Aachen or they are outside of the country. If they say the company or the landlord is in another country, city, and you have to sign or pay online, please make sure it is true. Be aware if the landlord says that they are abroad because of a new job or an internship and they will send you the keys per post. The following is a real example of a housing scam, where the scammer told the student that the apartment belonged to their aunt who currently lived in Turkey. The scammer could be reached only through WhatsApp, and the given telephone number couldn't be called. When asked about this, the scammer responded that they were in Switzerland on vacation now. When asked for another number, they just gave excuses, and a few days later the student was blocked. Unfortunately, the student had already paid half of the requested money. If you're not sure about the company or the identity of the landlord, please don't send copies of your documents. Don't trust copies of passports either. And never make your personal data or bank details public or give them away to third parties. If you're not sure if a company or person is real, you can contact the international office, ASTA, or the AV directly. Here is another example of a housing scam. The following are pictures of a fake flat listing. As you can see, the pictures of the kitchen don't match, and neither do the ones from the bathroom. These are some red flags. The landlord also states in the email that it's not possible to visit the flat before signing the contract due to a new job where he was supposedly transferred abroad. Lastly, the fraudster asks for the personal information of the victim and states the payment has to be done before he sends the keys to the victim. These are red flags and signs of a scam. Make sure that your potential tasks in your job would be legal. Receiving packages at home and forwarding them is illegal. Be skeptical if you're promised a lot of money for almost no work. Now that you know some tips how to spot a housing or a job scam, what can you do if you are abroad while you're looking for a place in Aachen? How can you avoid a scam? In this case, the best you can do is find a local. It could be a friend or a fellow student here in Aachen to take a look at the flat to see if it's a serious offer. Otherwise, you could arrange a Zoom viewing or at least a Zoom conversation with the landlord. Before sharing any personal data, please make sure the offer is legit. Besides the housing and job scams, you should also be aware of people coming directly to your house offering a service. This could be, for example, someone pretending to be from electricity or a phone company. Remember that the official employees of Starwag, the electricity company, and in general of any official company, will never ask for cash payments or a payment on the spot. You will always get a bill sent per post. They will also always carry an official ID with a photo. If you're not sure, you can always call Starwag or the company in question and ask them if they have sent an employee out. Never ignore letters sent per post. Usually these are important and require an answer. Repair workers such as builders, hand workers, plumbers and chimney sweepers usually don't come unannounced. The only time you should allow a repair worker to enter is if your landlord informed you about the visit. Unannounced visits should be ignored or call your landlord to confirm the visit. What can you do if it's already too late and you fell victim to one of those scams? First of all, don't panic. Report the scam to the police as soon as you can. If you happen to be involved in a fraud, such as money laundering, you will need legal representation, as money laundering is considered crime punishable by law. The AV can provide international students with access to free of charge legal consultation. Remember that at any point you can always contact the international office, the ASTA, the AV or the police if you have any doubts about the legitimacy of any company or a person, or if you have already fallen victim to a scam. We hope that this video helped you identify the different types of scams you should be aware of and how to avoid falling in one. Remember, you can always contact us if you have any doubts. Be safe!